Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I can continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast. I need all my subscribers to go to Apple Podcasts. I need you to go to iHeartRadio. I need you to go to Spotify and make sure you click on that follow button so you can listen to me whatever you're doing, the grocery store, Target, on the toilet, in the car, wherever you are. Make sure you do that. All my subscribers, y'all do that right now. You are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your boy, Captain Will. Hey, we got a good one today, y'all. We got a good one today, y'all. We are talking about UConn. It is UConn time. It is UConn time. It is UConn time. Dawn Staley versus Geno. UConn versus South Carolina at Colonial Life Arena is going down on Sunday. 2:00 p.m. Super Bowl day. It's going down. It's going down. Another sellout venue, 18,000 strong, ready to combat UConn. Now, today's episode, we're gonna break down UConn. We're gonna break down UConn, and we're gonna go with the players. We're gonna go to stats. We're gonna go with all these different things, right? So when we talking about UConn, UConn is a great team. It's been a great team for a long time. Now they've had a boatload of injuries this season. Multiple starters out. So when I say this, you may look at me a little crazy, but I'm going to say it. UConn is the most talented basketball team we played this year. Most talented basketball team we played. More talented than LSU, more talented than Ole Miss, more talented than Utah, more talented than any basketball team that we played this year, and that includes Notre Dame, Maryland as well. UConn is a very talented team. They just lost several players, but UConn at the beginning of the season had crazy depth. So they have multiple freshmen are getting much playing time, and those freshmen are highly rated. Okay. They just don't have experience yet. But make no mistake about it, UConn is coming into South Carolina to beat us. They are coming into South Carolina to beat us. They're coming to Colonial Life Arena to beat South Carolina on Super Bowl day. They want to stop the winning streak. They want to stop the #1 ranked team in the country in the net rankings and the AP poll. Now, UConn currently ranked third in the net ranking. I think in the AP poll, which I don't care for, is I think they're number 11, but they're third in net ranking. Reason they're so high in net ranking because they strength of schedule. The strength of schedule is second. Schedule is second. That is amazing. Okay, South Carolina's strength of schedule is 17th. Okay, and Carolina obviously is the #1 ranked team in net ranking and AP poll, coaches poll, every poll. Okay, Captain Will's poll, all of them. Okay, but UConn 9-4 versus teams in the top 60. They played 13 teams in the top 60. That is nice. So when I say that UConn is a very good basketball team, UConn is a very good basketball team. They're a very good basketball team. They are. Offensive rating, UConn is 10th. 10th in offensive rating. Okay, field goal percentage, third. 2-point percentage, 6th. 3-point percentage, 19th at 37%. Those three offensive stats jump off the board for me. Offensive rating, field goal percentage, 2-point percentage. Elite top 10 in all three categories. That is very good. Top 20 in 4 categories. If you include the 3-point percentage at 19th, UConn can score the basketball. They can score the basketball. Free throw percentage is 61st, 76%. Good. Assists per game. UConn is 6th in the country, averaging 20 assists per basketball game. Fewest turnovers a game. UConn is 21st with 13 turnovers a basketball game. Assist to turnover rate, 7th in the country. Elite offense. This is a very efficient, very good offense. It is going to be a strong test for South Carolina's defense on Sunday, especially with Kamilla Cardoza out for this basketball game. UConn can score the basketball. They can score the basketball. There is no problem with them scoring the basketball. Very good. 3-point percentage, attempt rate, they're 12th. 212th in the country. What that means is that 31% of their shots, 31% of their shots are 3-pointers. Okay? 31% of their shots are 3-pointers, and they shoot a clip of 37%. We got to run them off the 3-point line. We have to run them off the 3-point line in this basketball game, and it's a key metric for us being successful and becoming victorious in Sunday's game. Pace of play, they're 108th in the country. They don't run like we run. They don't run. They don't gallop. I say they don't gallop. They don't gallop like we do. They don't do that bounce that Raven Johnson be doing. They ain't going to turbo mode that MiLaysia Fulwiley be doing. But they run decently. They run decent. Top 3rd in the country in terms of pace. Okay? UConn offensively is elite, y'all. I cannot say that more times. More times. I'm keeping it real with y'all. Keeping it real with y'all. Our defense got to play ball. Our defense have to play ball in this basketball game. They have to play ball. I know we playing at home, and it's going to be lit. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be screaming. It's going to be all these things, but our defense got to be locked and loaded for this basketball game. Defensive rating. Now we'll move on to defense. Defense for UConn. And amazingly enough, which was a surprise to me when I started looking at the analytics of it, UConn is a good defensive team. They are a good defensive team. 34th in the country in defensive rating. That's really good, y'all. That is really good. Make no mistake about it. UConn's defense is solid, y'all. They are solid. This is going to be a barn burner. It's going to be in the old words of Jim Ross who used to do wrestling, it's going to be a slobber knocker. That's what it's going to be in this basketball game. Field goal percentage allowed, 53rd. 53rd. So we see a little chicken armor, 53rd in the country, okay? A little chicken armor. They give us 38% from the field goal percentage allowed, okay? 38%, 53rd. Something else to watch. 2-point percentage allowed. 2-point percentage allowed to 54th. 54th in the country, giving up 42%. 2-point percentage allowed. 3-point percentage, 143rd. Okay, 143rd. I like that stat. 143rd, 30% allowed. So they're not great. They're not great defending the 3. This needs to be a game that our shooters show up and show out. We're talking about Te-Hina Paopao. We're talking about Bree Hall. We're talking about MiLaysia Fulwiley. We're talking about Raven Johnson. And we definitely talking about old Tessa Johnson, that Rainbow 3. Then he show up and show out, okay, in this basketball game. So important. Okay, steals per game, 40. That is something to watch. The 10th in the country. 10th in the country in steals per game. Okay, blocks per game. They're not a very how can I say? They're not a very tall team. I'll say that. They're not a very tall team. They got 6'3" Aaliyah Edwards, who gets much of the post time. Okay, and they're averaging 4 blocks a basketball game. 4 blocks a basketball game. So it tells me that it's going to be not as much resistance down low for this basketball team. Total rebound percentage, they're 53rd. Okay, so some key things to watch in this basketball game, and we're gonna really break it down, comparing South Carolina versus UConn, player by player, stat for stat on tomorrow's show. We're gonna talk about that, but just keep in mind that this team is really good. This team is really good. This would be a tight basketball game, in my opinion. They are talented. And I think the best player, you already know the best player for this team is Paige Bueckers. You already know she's the best player in this basketball team. You already know she does. Paige Bueckers was a #1 recruit in the 2020 class. Had a couple of injuries that sidelined her junior year and much of her sophomore year, but she came back. And she's balling. She's averaging 30 minutes a game, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, shooting 55% from the field, 45% from 3. The 6-foot junior guard is a baller. She's a baller. She is very, very talented. And at this given point in time, most of the games she's starting at power forward. Now, I do not expect her to start at power forward against us. When UConn played Texas, they started. They're too big, 6'3" and 6'3". I expect that to be the situation, trying to combat the size of South Carolina. Yes, the size of South Carolina, regardless of Camila Cardoza is overseas playing or Cardoza's playing with us here, we still have amazing size. With Watkins 6'3", Feagin was 6'3", Sakima Walker 6'5", Chloe at 6'2". We have great size on this basketball team. And so I believe that's going to be the draw. What's the straw that stirs the drink for them? Starting 2 6'3" players. Okay. And then speaking of which, Aaliyah Edwards, so talented, so special, 6'3" senior. She was, ironically enough, the 23rd ranked recruit in the 2020 class. Okay, 23rd ranked recruit, very talented player. And it's a you can make a case of Aaliyah Edwards or Paige Bueckers being the best player on this basketball team. You can make a case. Because she's really good. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, shooting 60% from the field. Aaliyah Edwards is good. Ashlyn Watkins is going to have her hands full with her. Chloe's going to have her hands full with her. Sania will have their hands full with her. It's going to be something special to see. That's all I got to say. It's going to be something special. I love elite basketball. And I love watching the best play the best. I love it. I love matchups. I want to see, Aaliyah Edwards going against our post players. I would have loved to see Aaliyah Edwards going against Cardoza, but I'm telling you right now, say what you will. The matchup of Aaliyah Edwards and Ashlyn Watkins is going to be must-see TV because she's our best defensive player. She is. And I want to see Paige Bueckers. I want to see Paige Bueckers being guarded by. I want to see Paige Bueckers being guarded by Bree Hall. I want to see Paige being guarded by Raven, Te-Hina. And you know what I want to see most in this basketball game? I want to see the matchup. I want to see the matchup of MiLaysia Fulwiley against Paige Bueckers. I want to see that on Sunday. That's what I want to see. Okay, but it's going to be so good. And I talk about the freshmen. Because the freshmen for UConn is good. They're good. They're just freshmen, but they're very, very talented. Very, very talented. And before I talk about the freshmen, I'm going to talk about Nika Muhl, 5'11" senior guard. I'm speaking on her because she plays about 31 minutes a game. 7 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 49% from the field, 41% from 3. Okay? She is a very solid player. She leads the team in assists. She keeps everything kosher. She is the glue to this basketball team. So, and one thing you will notice about this basketball team, they only play about 7 players. Really about 6.5 players, similar to what LSU did. They don't play a lot of players in this basketball game. They don't. Muhl averaged about 31 minutes. Edwards 30 minutes. Paige Bueckers 30 minutes. And this freshman, KK Arnold, averaged about 29 minutes a game. KK Arnold was 6th in the 2023 recruiting class, ahead of our own MiLaysia Fulwiley. Okay, our own MiLaysia Fulwiley, special can be. Now, obviously, if you had to do the rankings all over again, MiLaysia Fulwiley would be ahead of KK Arnold. I mean, I'm just saying, and there ain't no bias. Anybody can see with their own eyes that MiLaysia Fulwiley is special. Okay, but not only MiLaysia Fulwiley, you know, because I talk about UConn freshmen, I talk a little bit more about them, but don't forget that, you know, Chloe was 17th in the class of 2023. Don't forget that Tessa Johnson was class of 2025. Chloe's averaging over 10 points a game, about 7 rebounds. Like, she's just a baller. Tessa Johnson's doing well. I mean, don't forget about those players in the class of 2023 when we talk about the players that UConn got in the class of 2023. Now, KK Arnold's a 5'9" freshman, averaged 29 minutes a game, averaging 9 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 51% from the field goal range, and 40% from 3. She's going to get her run. She's going to get her burn. Multiple players will have their opportunity to slow down KK Arnold. But also, KK Arnold will have the opportunity to guard Fulwiley, to guard Raven, to guard Te-Hina. Okay? We'll see what she got on the defensive end. Another player who is playing because of the injuries to UConn is Ashlyn Shade. Ashlyn Shade, 5'10" freshman guard, was 15th in the 2023 class. So just imagine this right here. If UConn had all their horses, and they could bring along KK Arnold, they could bring along Ashlyn Shade, you know. But they got to play now. And I ain't sorry. I ain't feeling sorry for UConn whatsoever at all. Business is business. Business is business. And that's the whole thing of basketball. That's the whole thing of recruiting. It is what it is. But Ashlyn Shade is 5'10" freshman guard, playing 29 minutes a game, y'all. Playing 29 minutes a game. 11 points, 3 rebounds, 52% from the field. 38% from 3. I'm going to tell you this right here. Right here. These freshmen coming in to Colonial Life Arena is about to be in an experience that ain't never been before. But they are legitimately coming into hostile territory in front of 18,000 fans. South Carolina leads the country in attendance yet again. And they are going to be playing in front of an environment that they ain't never played before. Never. So it might be a little shock to some of these freshmen going into this basketball game. I'm just letting you know right now. It's going to be different. We all talk about when South Carolina goes to LSU in hostile territory. You know, when we play against teams, and even when we play North Carolina Duke, hostile territory. Even the gym is much smaller. Even it's smaller. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it ain't going to be small on Sunday. It's going to be everybody in unison cheering for South Carolina. Everybody in unison booing UConn. There ain't no love lost. There ain't no love lost with South Carolina and UConn. This ain't no love fest. It is enemy territory for them. So KK Arnold better be ready. Ashlyn Shade better be ready. Okay? Play a lot of minutes. You play 58 minutes a game between you two. Okay? It's going to be some coaching going on in this basketball game to keep those freshmen in locked and engaged. But that ain't it. That is not it. Ice Brady, 6'3", 5th in the class of 2022. Okay? She's averaging 15 minutes a game. I expect Ice Brady to start along with Aaliyah Edwards, have 6'3", going to get 6'3", and try to combat the size that South Carolina has. Now, I said that she's 5th ranked in the class of 2022. The problem with Ice Brady is she's not living up to that ranking. She's not living up to that allure. She's not showing the growth that a player of that caliber should be showing. She's averaging 15 minutes a game, averaging 4 points, 3 rebounds, 38% from the field. Okay, so she's going to get some run. She's going to get some run. Is she as good as our post players? No, she's not. She's not. But she's going to she's going to have some size, to go against us. And finally, we're going to talk about another freshman. That's Qadence Samuels. Qadence Samuels. And she's another 6-foot guard, 6-foot freshman guard, averages about 12 minutes a game, 5 points, 3 rebounds, shooting 43% from the field, 34% from 3, and was the 41st ranked player in the class of 2023. Now, South Carolina has their own freshmen, have their own talented freshmen that we see every single ball game. We see them. The problem with UConn is they play 3 freshmen in their 7-person rotation. 7-person rotation, they play freshmen. And one of those, actually 2 of those freshmen are starters, and they play a good bulk of the minutes. And when they go to the bench, they go with a redshirt freshman and another freshman. This is a very young UConn team that we're playing. So buckle up. And when I say they're the most talented team, I'm looking at the recruiting rankings. I'm looking at the starters. I'm looking at whole totality picture of UConn. Okay. Yes, they have Paige Bueckers. Yes, they have Aaliyah Edwards. But they also have multiple freshmen who are very highly ranked and who are going to play a lot. They're going to play a lot. But we have to come in this ball game and show who we are, continue to prove that we're the #1 team, and send UConn packing. Send them packing. This game will be nice. This game is going to be amazing. And it kicks off the Super Bowl day. You start tailgating early. Chop it up with Captain Will, the pregame show. Chop it up with Captain Will, the pregame show. Go watch the game. Come on the postgame with Captain Will. Then after the postgame with Captain Will, you enjoy your Super Bowl activities. And the cool thing about it, if you do the postgame show with Captain Will, then you already got a couple drinks in. You already got going on, and you just continue on with your Super Bowl festivities. I already told my wife, I don't want no hot dogs. I don't want no hamburgers. I don't want none of that stuff. I don't want no chicken wings. You know what I want? I want some soul food. That's what I want. I want some fried chicken, not chicken wings. I'm talking about fried chicken. I want some collard greens. I want some stuffing. That's some macaroni and cheese. That's what I want. And I want a pecan pie. It's Thanksgiving Day for me on Sunday, and I'm gonna take a nap and I'm gonna go back into it. Washington Commanders ain't playing, so the Super Bowl is all right. It's all right. I want to see Ursher. That's what I want to see. I got to see Ursher do his thing. But this ain't the Washington Commanders. Not the Washington Commanders there. I'll be at the game. You know what I'm saying? So make no mistake about it. We're gonna have a great time on Sunday. Great time on Sunday. So make sure you subscribe. Don't you miss Sunday at all. It's going to be lit for Gamecocks and football all day long. This concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and ladies and gentlemen, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. If you want to become a member of my team, of my platoon, of my company, all you got to do, go to my YouTube channel, go to memberships, click on that button and follow the instructions. I'm glad to have you, or it might be a little tab to say join. Click on the join button and let's go. This concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like it. Make sure you share it. And tell a friend. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, J-Rock did this beat.